Okay, so in this question, they're telling us that in the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram above, we see a group of stars in the main sequence. So here is main sequence right here. And that group would contain all of the stars inside of that dotted line. And so we see that there are some other groups. There's the supergiants here, and there's the giants here, and there's the white dwarfs here. But we're really focused on all of the stars that are inside of this main sequence group. And it asks us, for those main sequence stars, what is the relationship between a star's temperature and its luminosity? So we can see that there's a definite line here, moving here. There does seem to be a clear relationship between those two things. We're not just seeing stars all over the place at random. And so the first important thing is to understand that when we move this way on the x-axis of the graph, from right to left, the surface temperature is getting hotter and hotter. So over here would be the colder stars, and over here would be the hotter stars. And on the y-axis of the graph, it's increasing in brightness. So down here would be the less bright stars, and up here would be the brightest stars. So we can see down here, it looks like Bernard's star is way down here. And let's just try to identify, in terms of the surface temperature and the brightness, this one right here would be, remember again, because it's increasing in surface temperature going this way, so this would be a colder star and a less bright star also, because it's really far down on the luminosity scale. So it's colder and less bright. And then all the way up here, I can't quite read this, that star is hotter and brighter. So we're starting here, and remember the question says, what's the relationship between a star's temperature? What's the relationship between a star's temperature and the luminosity? So they seem to follow a direct line, is that as we get warmer and warmer, as the temperature increases, we're also getting brighter and brighter. So warmer. As we get warmer, we also get brighter. Or the flip side of that would be, as we get colder, we get less bright. So let's see if we can match one of these choices up to what we learned. As the temperature increases, the luminosity or brightness decreases. That's incorrect. As the temperature decreases, it gets brighter. No, because we saw that as it gets colder, it gets less bright. As the temperature increases, the brightness increases. That's right. It gets hotter, and the brightness, it gets brighter. So C looks pretty good. Let's just make sure that D isn't correct too. There is no relationship, and that's not true, because we see for all of the stars inside that main sequence group, in general, as you move this way, as it gets warmer and warmer, it also is moving up in brightness. So there is very much a relationship between the temperature and the luminosity.